Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in my lab. Oh, I'm back in the book. I got a nice little lesson for you. Page and a half worth of information, but good information. Let's go. Radism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Well, you will when I'm through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, they're simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my God, be true. I'm still in the book. We're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, Sage. And to reach that level, you have to do some things. So, and this is the title that you're not given, you're earned. Okay? Some things you just given, no. Nicknames you given. Some titles you have to earn them. So I'm pretty proud of the one I got. All right, let's talk about it. The world and everything in it, including our bodies, as we see it with what? Ordinary eyes, is only a reflection of the true reality. Hopefully by the end of this lesson you understand what that means. What? True reality. True reality is mental. Energy and spirit. I keep telling you or try to explain to you, God is spirit and consciousness. All pure consciousness. That means he knows all. Conscious of everything. That's the concept. Moving on. So therefore, the correct and the right attitude toward physical life should be one with what? Encompassing surrenderings. One, you ready for this? Ego consciousness. That me, that I, that got to be put in check. Okay, the ego. And accepting one's what? True identity. The ego will fight. It can't win, but it don't know that. You had to put him in a position where he realized, okay, I'll just do what you say do. Servitude. Okay. Other than that, he's going to take the wheel. He's going to think it's all about him. And those people we know about. But when you change your identity, you become loving all impersonally. I got no hatred. I couldn't say that before I got enlightened and understanding. Man, I hated anybody who didn't like me. So I didn't give a crap. But when you get conscious, these are the things that you become aware of. And you love all impersonally. You're relinquishing, giving up, possessiveness, things that I'd have to have. It ain't that important. And start to accept your true underlying reality, aka God. Whatever religion you follow, whatever concept, it's all going to come back to God. I got a lesson here about religion too. That's the next lesson coming. I don't care what it is, but ideas, you got to put the work in. So whatever you practice, it's going to require some work. So ain't no shortcuts. No. The road is going to be hard, lonely, and arduous. But if you're up for the task, that's the reward you get at the end of the road. You'll be surprised. Okay. But this is the highest teaching of right thinking philosophy, aka the yoga of wisdom. Wisdom means you have the experience to obtain the knowledge. They've given you things that you can do to do just that daily. And once it is understood, even in part, your feelings of what? Detachment and dispassion. When I tell you I don't care, I'm just realizing it ain't my thing. I don't have to care. I don't have to concern myself with nothing outside of myself. So that's what they're teaching you. That doesn't mean you don't really know. I know nuclear net dying. I don't concern myself with somebody else's business, and that's what it means. Detachment. Take yourself out of the situation. Dispassion. Don't get emotionally involved. Simple. That's what the judges have to do. And for what? You detachment and your dispassion for what? For objects of the world. People, places, and things. This will occur to every individual who reaches this level. Don't tell me you don't like this, you don't like that. No, there's certain things you learn to do without. That's the whole idea. And one experiences what? A feeling of what? Participating in the world, being in the world but not of it. In the world but understanding that it is not the absolute reality. We live in a simulation, okay? When you go to sleep, you go to the same simulation in your mind. This is a physical. It's the same thing. It's just you acting out this one while you're conscious. That's all. But the concept of absolute reality is embedded in what we call netter or nature. And from the Egyptians, it was called netter. In Yorubas, they called it netur. In the Dogons, they called it Amma. In the Brahmins in India, they called it Brahmin. In Tao, they called it Taoism. And the Markaya of Buddhism, Kingdom of Heaven for Christians, Ketha for the Jews, okay, Kabbalah, the Great Spirit from Quetzalcoatl, the Native Americans, God, and for my Muslims, Allah. So whatever you call God, whatever name you give him, it don't make a difference. Again, it's the work that you put in to reach him, to become one with him. Religion means to relate you back to what? The source. God. I know the definition of a religion. I keep telling you that. But the way it's practiced, I'm going to break that down for you too. You might learn something from that. But again, everybody had the concept of God. Everybody got a name for God. But the work that you had to do to make it is for the same everybody. That's my point. And one who understands their teachings, they will not be susceptible to what? Sorrow at a loss of a loved one. Why? Since he or she realized that the loved one has only passed on in their journey, or rather that they have gone nowhere except to what? A different plane of reality. Conceptually, okay? To which all things belong. That's the spirit part. The body ain't going there. So I hear y'all talking about he's Enoch. God took him to heaven. Stop with that going to heaven with the body, please. It's moving on. They think that's real. If you told the Bible thumpers these are literal, allegorical, mythological stories, they would get a better understanding. But if you got them thinking it really happened, you got them messed up. Is that by design? Because it ain't the truth. It ain't real. Moving on. Again, detachment from small individual things start to allow one to now perceive one's connection to everything. I only need what I need. Stuff that you want, that's your decision, okay? Understand that. But at this stage in life, you have various levels of what they call peace that can be attained. The understanding of the teachings will allow the mind, again, to be what? Free. Craving worldly things and to love all things and people equally. Okay, that's a concept, that's an idea. But since they are understood to be manifestations of the Creator, the absolute reality, one's very self, pure consciousness, that's what the physical body conscious have to become, understand within itself. That's called learning. That's called being enlightened. Those are things that you need to do for that to happen for you. The teachings are from the masters who were able themselves to control their minds, bodies in such a way as to be able to ascend to what they call great psychological, psychic heights, communing with God, the ability to commune and connect with God. We just pray to God, hope we do something. But when you meditate, you're getting information downloaded from God. Do you know that? That's the difference. So when the churches and religious people don't teach meditation, why? You won't need to go to church. You will need to pay them your money, 10%. So moving on. Remember, religion is a business. Moving on. Spirituality is a way of life. That's what I teach. And watch this. They attain, those who are communing with God, watch this. They attain communion with what they call cosmic intelligence. That's God consciousness. And the creator and the sustainer of all things. Again, when I go into communion, I'm listening to him now. Why? He's my creator. He sustained me. And in his death, he still does the same for me now in spirit. So I can commune with him in mind. Upon doing so, and if you do, watch this, they realize the nature of their own existence and the fact that they were, along with the rest of humanity, are one with what? The ultimate reality. We all got the same spirit in us. We are individuals in the physical, whatever, from whoever gene pool we come from. All that's already, so all that's ridiculous to me. Why? It's facts. So to argue that don't make no sense. Moving on. But the sages realize what? That even though there are many names and forms in creation, all that can be seen is not only a part of God, the all-encompassing being, but in effect are God's. We don't know ourselves. If we knew who we are, we knew what? That we are God and goddesses in physical form, spiritual beings having the human experience. They said, no, offense to God. They came back. Those who just said the spirit guides, the leaders, whatever, they said they come back from what? Their lofty heights of being already up in heaven to assist others in what? Attaining the beautiful vision and the ever-present what? Peace and hotel. Excuse me. Sorry about that. When you come back from your lofty heights to assist and help others, that's what Sagehood is all about. And your goal is to help them reach what? Hotep. Hotep is the ultimate peace that cannot be disturbed by worldly occurrences. When you reach that level within yourself, now nothing outside you bothers you. I'm learning how to go through life when Hotep. Why? I used to have attitude, I had the chip on my shoulder. I walked around looking for trouble, and I found it pretty much. So I don't have a problem. I walk in peace. I come in peace. Simple. And that's a beautiful place. Why? I don't have issues no more like I used to because of how I conduct and acted. But they said the heights that attained were attainable by all humans. Again, the ability to be your best self is there for everybody who had the desire to an aspiration to do just that. And you got to have the will and the fearlessness to what? To accept and be willing to deal with what? The truth. The truth is not in the books. But it's the innermost of your heart. Sorry. The teachings are not for everyone. I realize what I'm doing ain't for everyone. So I'm not beat for how many people watch it, how many views I get. Why? It ain't for everybody. So I understand that this is medicine. Only one who need medicine who realize they're sick. And this is spiritual medicine. Okay? That's the difference. I understand that. I know that at this point, it's a concept. But the teachings are not for everyone. However, since not all humans are spiritually or psychologically really ready to accept the truth. Okay? The teachings, okay, the teachings are not for everyone. For those who, what? Okay, for those who are ready to psychologically ready to what? Control what? Their lower nature. There you go. That's what I'm going to get you. That's something happen. But that's the ego mind. The what? The self. The pleasure of the flesh. The monetary things. Those are all devilish, satanic qualities that if you have them, that's what you are. Simple as that. I'm not here to rag on you. I'm just telling you who about you. That's the truth. Good people are good people. Bad people are bad people. I know the difference between the two. I have my discernment sharp as a tack. Okay, that's Anubis. Now, watch this. Many people would prefer, watch this, to believe what they are told. That's why they call it a belief system. You're not going to do your own due diligence. You're not going to put nothing to work in for yourself. You're going to just believe what somebody tell you. One way you get to heaven, just believe in Christ. Are you crazy? That's what they're going to ask you when you bring that nonsense at Judgment Day. Who the hell told you that nonsense? Well, they told you wrong. Move on. Let's go. All right. When people prefer to believe what they are told at face value, and they will wallow in what? The ups and downs of their mortal existence, thinking what? This is all there is. You only get this way once. You only come this way once. And when I die, that's all. That's it. And guess what? With that mindset, you will. And that's just what's going to happen. But those who abide by the form of ignorance will what? Reap the fruits of what they have sown. And because existence is essentially what? A mental process, they who can control the mind will have a greater opportunity to obtain what? Immortality. Not of the body. We know the flesh will die. But of the true essence that's inside, which is spirit. That's the ultimate reality, which God is, a.k.a. pure consciousness. When you rise that level, you become part of the Akashic records. You have access to everything. Speaking of that, watch this concept. Watch what he says. An ancient Egyptian sage says, I am the mind. I am the eternal teacher. I am the begetter of the word. Beginning there with the word. Okay, that's thought. The word made flesh. I am the redeemer of all humankind and in the nature of the wise. The word takes flesh, knowledge, by means of what? The word. The world is saved now. And I thought the begotter of the word, which is the mind, God is all mental telepathy, come only unto who? They that are holy, righteous, good, pure, and merciful. Good people. All those are qualities of good people. A good person exhibit those qualities, all right? And that live piously and religiously. And my presence is an inspiration and a help to them. For when I come, they immediately, what? Know all things. When you become one with God, conscious of who you are, you become conscious of all things. And you will adore the universal spirit. That's devotion to God. And before such wise and philosophic ones, watch this, die, what happened? They would have learned to renounce their senses, the physical body, knowing that these are the enemies of their immortal soul. The soul can't go with the body. The body got to stay here. The soul need to be free of the body to go. So the body got to die. Simple. Yeah, I want to die. But you're not dying. The body is. Numbness. Again, that ignorance is what keeps you reincarnating. All right? A sage is someone who loves impersonally. I learned that. Someone who realizes in their deepest heart that there is no reality outside of the supreme nameless God, a.k.a. yourself. Come to realize that through studies and living. That's the ancient Egyptian proverb. A sage knows all the time that he or she, right there, he or she, meaning male and female, can obtain knowledge and dispense it. Not like y'all Christians, women can't stop. Okay, but again, person showing you. He and she is a part of God. See, God don't pick. As are the trees, the birds, the insects, rocks, air, stars. The sage lives within this idea and this concept. My spirit is using this body and all things are a part of me and I am of them. I am not in the universe? No. Bigger than that. The universe, it is the universe that what? That is within me. Therefore, the sage, the person with self-mastery, know thyself, does not die when the body dies. This is why I'm confident. Why? I'm not dying. This body, I know that already. Again, I'm a sage. I have self-knowledge. I have knowledge of God. I have knowledge of a lot of things. But I live and practice what I know. And I help others to master themselves. That's the definition of a sage. So that's my title that I earned. Not, I'm a sage. No, don't work that way. Let me wrap it up for you again. I appreciate you tuning in. Just a quick lesson. But under and in back of the universe of time and space here in physical form, change is ever to be found. I mean, it's constantly, it's cycle, going around and around constantly. Substantially reality. But the fundamental truth don't change. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Next one is called Religion Is. I got a nice little page of information for you. All right, let's get an understanding of what you're practicing. I don't have nothing against it. I just want to show you I understand it. I practice what I practice. You got the right to practice what you believe. That's the concept. Hope you understand it. And in closing, right thinkers, may y'all there be 100. Me 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who starting to what? Realize what a sage is, and they can be with themselves. They passed away. I'll be right back.